I wish we never met humanity. The humans fell to our soldiers like all the others did. They fought, they fled, they hid. None of it mattered because our interstellar legions were thorough. They caught or killed all they were set against. We won the war as soundly as we had won many wars before. Our legions took losses. It was not unheard of, but the humans were not prepared for such a war, and so it was only ever going to go one way. We quickly blockaded their planet and stopped any more from fleeing, and soon their leaders began to surrender, one after another, as their own forces were decimated. It has only been a year since we took full ownership of human space, but almost immediately they began a war they called guerrilla warfare. They were difficult to find, hidden amongst their asteroid belt, and did more and more damage to our ships and their engines daily. The slaves we took to work where we saw fit sabotaged all they can, basically every day. They even cleared out the Hulran detention craft. All 3,000 inmates escaped because the humans refused to stay in their confinement. It took them only a month from their incarceration before they escaped with all others. The whole sector was chaos for weeks, with all the stolen craft attempting to warp away to freedom. Less than half of the inmates have been found and returned to the detention craft, and some of those still at large are the most dangerous our people have ever faced. Then came the asteroids. We have had asteroids detection systems for as long as we have put our people into space, upgraded decade after decade with the best cameras and tracking systems and lasers to gently push their trajectories away from our populated worlds and back towards the emptiness of space. The humans learned this and adjusted their plans. They had already started to pirate within our expanded territory, boarding and taking control of starships belonging to our people. The humans then stripped them for parts and used what they needed to better their ships. But the humans put out warp engines onto the asteroids. The asteroids would be pushed gently by their ships, just enough to start their journeys in towards our populated core worlds. When our detectors spotted them amid the backdrop of space and lasers would begin to target and push them away, then the engines would activate, and before we could send missiles to destroy the incoming asteroids, they would be traveling at warp and hit our populated worlds. A new asteroid was activated every day. Billions of our people died every day. The news channels reported non-stop for a week about each new impact before our forces could police the outer edges of each system and shoot at every asteroid that moved to be sure it was not going to be used as a weapon. Before long, every world was screaming for their leaders to do something, anything, to stop this onslaught from a people they had been told were ours to control. As if they were not already winning this war, the humans' final blow proved it. All of the remaining leaders of our people, the clerics, the educators, the artisans, the stewards, and the warriors, gathered for a meeting so historic it was impossible not to know about it. Taking place on the capital homeworld and the birthplace of our people, They all met at the Grand Residence, where all major decisions for the species occurred since we started towards the stars. This time, they did not hit it with an asteroid. They hit it with a ship. Our ship. Our capital ship. It had been defending our inner worlds with its guns and its missiles, restocked by smaller corvettes in space rather than allowing it to return to a space dock to be rearmed. One of those corvettes was not ours anymore. The humans piled on the Clutterwast and used everything they could to take it over. The distress beacons sent were jammed. The tired and overworked crew were no match for a fresh and ready enemy already within reach. It was lost within an hour, but by the time we knew about it, the Clutterwast had already been redirected to aim at the Grand Residence and sent with nothing but corpses aboard. Those who were left behind begged for surrender. All of our subjugated races were released from their servitude, and we were nothing of what we once were. Our peoples were ferried back to our innermost worlds and informed to not leave for a century unless we wished for more. We did not. The humans had won. Even after they had lost, they still fought and turned the victory against us with previously unknown destruction and decimation. We won our war against them in 3 months. They won theirs within a year. We will not attempt to fight back.